and a red-hot Monday to pick up where we left off over the weekend. 2-1 day yesterday with the 76ers. You can keep the points. Big double-digit dog. James Harden gets it done. Big Monday night and a lot of action on this Tuesday card so far, John. A lot of MLB bets out. We have 2 NBA games going on tonight. Injuries we'll be watching. Got to be feeling pretty good, though. This last week or so been treating us well.
Feeling real good. Killing it right now. Just needed Phoenix to up last night for another sweep that would have put us at 3-0 last night. Last night, Sixers outright. Gave you guys the stat. As a matter of fact, a few guys that watched yesterday, Bennett actually questioned me on what my ratings, how much my ratings differed with Embiid out. I told you guys, Philly 12-5 going into yesterday's game, straight up and against the spread with Embiid out of the lineup. So I had taken off 3.3 points for the Philly road rating, and only made the Celtics 7 points as my base number. Yes, Celtics had all the other numbers, won 3 or 4 during the regular season, 4-0 against the spread. Won 8 of the last 9 playoff meetings with Philly. So that made it a little bit higher, but just couldn't get to 10. Look, didn't think they'd beat the Celtics outright because I didn't think Harden could turn that back the clock and get 45, but he did. So we'll take that W. Guardians, big 3 runs in the 9th to give us another W. The baseball gods have turned around. The dogs are smiling. The games that we were losing earlier in the season, we're now winning those games. Guys, it's a 50-50. Get me to those late innings in close games, and that's when the dogs are worth the price. So that's been happening. But, yeah, Phoenix thought we had that one. Look, not going to cry injuries. It's part of the game, but CP3 goes down before the end of the third quarter, and we take a lead into the fourth and get blown out in the fourth. Payne, who's usually a reliable backup point, just not getting the job done. KD, 10 for 27. But I've called you one of the best offensive players ever. You got to come with a better than a 10 for 27. Booker holding up his end of the bargain. Suns thought they would steal one in Denver. Didn't get the job done. They got their work cut out for them, especially now if CP3 is going to be bothered by the injury. He's got a couple of extra days off. But, yep, red hot. So 2-1 yesterday. Again, with another dog with the Guardians, taking advantage of the Yankees every day without judging the lineup. They can't hit. I'm waiting for a call-up any minute now to get my bat in the lineup. Yeah, so we'll get to the baseball. Let's stick with basketball tonight to start with, Ben, because as of right now, I don't have an NBA bet. The first game, obviously, is just a total injury game. We're looking at Jimmy Butler, who sprained an ankle in the last 5 minutes of Game 1. He's going to be a game-time decision. Guys, tonight is going to be literally on right at the wire. Heat probably going to play this one close to the vest. Not tip their hand if Butler's in or out. So stay by the phone. This game is going to move extremely quick because not only you got Butler questionable for the Heat, you've got Randall, who missed Game 1, and now Brunson questionable for the next. So, I mean, this game with the different things that could happen, Brunson and Randall out, Butler in, Butler out, Randall and Brunson in, this game could swing 8 points. I mean, with the different combinations of players. So we'll be on top of the injuries in that one. But to go into this one, other than say Miami played the game I thought they would play in Game 1, they've continued lights out shooting from 3. They're a different team in the postseason. Playoff Jimmy is different. He didn't have that insane game in Game 1, especially the last 5 minutes getting hurt. If that ankle, even if he does play, we'll see what kind of effect that'll take. This is an injury game, and that's all I can say about this one. We'll be on top of the injuries.
Yeah, I need at least Brunson in here to be on the Knicks. I wouldn't mind if Randall's still out, if Butler's out as well. We saw this Miami team drop a Game 2 at Milwaukee when Giannis still wasn't playing, so that was a situation similar. These Game 2s when the home team's down 1-0, it's just home team or nobody. Obviously, in this game, the injury implications, we have to see what's going on. That game one, Miami did play out of their mind, but Jimmy Butler, that injury down the stretch, I mean, he was pretty immobile those last 5 minutes. So I don't see him playing in game two. If I were Heat, I mean, take a lesson from what happened with the Clippers. There was just no need to force it in game two. I imagine Embiid takes that same approach. So we'll see if that's what they do. But spots all Knicks, just depends on who's in the lineups today, like John was saying.
The other game tonight is Lakers at Golden State. This is the series everybody wanted to see. LeBron, Steph. Steph holds a 15-7 postseason edge over LeBron when they go straight up. Lakers, they knocked out the Grizzlies in 6. They held the Grizzlies, I believe it was 40.2 field goal percent, the lowest in the first round. Look, the Lakers have turned up the D, and that's led by AD. But the whole team, they're playing really good defense right now, best in the NBA. Golden State coming off a real tough Game 7. Steph dropping 50. First NBA player to drop 50 in a Game 7. Letdown, yeah, it has got to be a little bit of a letdown, I would say. Lakers have had a couple of extra days rest. Lakers took 3 of 4 in the regular season. Also, they took the last 3 in this one. This game's sitting at 4.5. If it goes to 5, I'm waiting for it to go to 5. If it goes to 5, I'm on the Lakers. I may even take 4.5. We'll be reading the line movement. As a matter of fact, Ben, can you switch on to Don Best and give the guys a look at what Don Best looks like?
Yeah, let me pull it up right now.
As we do that, you can do that. Because I want to give you guys a look, not only at what we're looking at all day, because we're monitoring the lines of all the major offshore sports books and casinos throughout the world. So if we start to see some movement, we already know what side we want to take. That's when we'll hit it. Same thing for baseball. I want Ben to be able to show you guys, a lot of guys, if you're only going by DraftKings, first of all, DraftKings in baseball, they deal with a 20-cent line, meaning at least a 20-cent gap with teams. In other words, a pick'em game at DraftKings is minus 110 either way, similar to NFL or NBA. Whereas if you got a pick in a baseball game, and let's say I'm betting at Buckeye or one of the other spots, I'm laying 0.5 either way. 10-cent difference is huge. So a lot of the numbers I send out, some guys are saying, well, I don't have that number, or DraftKings don't have that number. Guys, I send out the numbers I bet the game at. So also, look, soon as we got the injury info with no Randall, we're on top of the computer. We're laying 5. As soon as we get that info, we're taking 5 with the Heat. I know 99% of you didn't get 5 unless you were literally right on top of it and get that bet in immediately. I'm giving you the bet. I make the bet at. Then it's up to you guys to decide what you want to do. Again, up to you guys to decide. If I give you a plus money bet in an NBA game, do you want to sprinkle on the money line? Sprinkle on the money line. The one time I gave you the money line bet was on top of what was already a double bet, a love bet on the Lakers. I love that game so much that I even gave it to you as a love bet. As you can see, again, can we focus it any deeper on that, Ben, or that's how we're going to look at it?
Might be as far as I can get. I'm going to see if I can zoom in here.
Yeah, just because I want them to see the differences in the 20-cent lines, the 10-cent lines, the lines that we're going to talk about, what we took today.
I think this will come out better once it's on YouTube. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but if you look at, for example, what John's saying as far as the 20-cent lines, the 10-cent lines right here with the Braves game. Let's just go top game of the card there. You have the Braves plus 110 at DraftKings, but all these other offshore sites, Bet Online, Buckeye, Jazz, you're looking at plus 120, 123, 124. So about a 13, 14 cent difference there on just that one game.
Right. So in other words, you've got at Bet Online, if you're laying the Marlins, you're laying 134. You're taking Atlanta, you're taking plus 124, a 10-cent difference as opposed to the 20-cent difference on DraftKings. Again, if your only option is to bet DraftKings, you are never going to get the line that I'm getting. As much as DraftKings was a great account to have in the NBA season, where they were putting games up 36 hours ahead of time, and we were literally robbing them, just walking in and taking their money. It's a little different with baseball because they deal a 20-cent line. I'm not promoting illegal gambling. All I'm saying is if that's all you got, you're never going to get the same numbers I got. Again, I send you the bet that I make at the price I make it, up to you to go forward with it. So the 2 NBA games, like I said, Heat, Knicks, total injury game. We'll be on top of that, those injuries. And it's Lakers and nobody. Would love to get +5. If I get a 5, that's all 4.5 now. We'll be on +5 with the Lakers, Ben.
Yeah, I'm with you on Lakers in that game. It's just like you said, letdown spot 1. 2, it's just the defense. This Lakers team is playing absolutely phenomenal defense. You already alluded to it as far as that Memphis series where they hold them to 42% shooting. I will say as a series read, I'm a little bit concerned at how their defensive approach changes because Memphis is a team that likes to take it inside with John Morant. The interior defense was stellar. They were letting Memphis try to beat them from deep. They were letting guys like Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, even Morant get shots from outside. And Bane was the only one able to make them pay for it. Golden State is not a team you want to let have open shots from outside and try to beat you from that. So interested to see how this Lakers defense adjusts by this series. I'm not saying they're going to go with the same defensive approach. Obviously, 2 different play styles. But if they do that, that will be a problem long-term throughout the series. Game 1, though, you have the Warriors coming off the massive 7-game series. Lakers, a lot of rest. Match up well. They played them well this year. They have the length and the size to cause problems for them. Looney was a big problem in that Golden State Sacramento series. I think Anthony Davis is going to kind of take that edge a little bit away there from Golden State, where they had the paint battle won against Sacramento. I don't think they will have that here at all against the Lakers.
Yeah, no, that definitely was. Looney was a rebounding machine. AD will have something to say about that. AD's playing good. Look, AD and LeBron playing good in this same game. As you alluded to in the last game, they hadn't put it both together on the same game. They put it both together, and they destroyed the Grizzlies in Game 6. Look for more of that. If they can put it together again, like I said, this has got to be a letdown spot. Game 7. The one thing I want to get to, we want every half a point, guys. Look, Golden State during the regular season, there's no walkover. We're counting on a letdown. Golden State during the regular season, best against the spread record at home. So you're bucking a trend with the Golden State. It's just that Lakers have had best record since the All-Star break. 2 good teams got hot at the right time. It's playoff time. Huge for Golden State. They got Wiggins back. He used those first few games to get himself right. He looks like he's right. Steph is Steph. Great series. I'll take 5 points or more, though, in what I think should be a tough first game. Baseball. Braves Marlins. Braves in a tough spot. So they play a rain-shortened game Thursday in New York. The next 2 days get rained out, and they go play a doubleheader yesterday. In that doubleheader, bullpen's got to pick up 6 2/3 innings. Acuna Jr., who leads the league in stealing, 3rd in batting. Braves had hit 3 Mets in the first game. Well, he got drilled, and that's how you play baseball. That's old school baseball. You hit my guy, we're gonna hit your best player, and they did. And he got drilled in the shoulder last night. He went down. He left the game. He's going to be questionable. I'm going to say more than doubtful. I was actually watching that game. He literally laid flat on the ground after getting drilled. Best player, doubtful. Tough doubleheader yesterday. They lost a tough game. The last game we played, if you guys remember, big win for us. Marlins were down 4-0, staring their 4th straight loss in the face. 5 in the 9th, come back and win that game. Since then, they've gone on to sweep the Cubs. All of a sudden, playing better baseball. Alcantara on the mound, last year's Cy Young Award. Not so much so far this year. Difference is he's home. When he's home, 3 starts this year, 1-1, 2.61 ERA. Last year at home, 9-4, 1.64 ERA. Elder stats look good, 2.17 ERA. But his last 3, he's only had 1 quality start. He got tagged for 4 runs by the Marlins in his last start. No Acuna. I would love to bet the Braves in this one. 30-something cents. You can take back plus 120-something with Atlanta. But again, Doubleheader, bullpen worked hard. No Acuna. Alcantara pitched well at home. I'll stay off this one. What do you got, Ben?
Yeah, Braves, they've won 3 or 4 meetings this year. They've won 7 of the last 10 at Miami. The question is, what are we going to get out of Alcantara? Is he going to start flipping it around? Braves is not the offense I want to go against to expect that he'll flip it around. Interesting stat with the Marlins. So they don't score a lot, but they score consistently. In games they've held teams to 4 runs or under, they are 14-0. So if Alcantara can give you a quality start, if he can keep them under 3 runs, in his outing, chances are Miami pulls this one out. Just haven't seen that from him yet, and haven't seen it these last few starts. Didn't see it against the Braves. Would lean here to Atlanta. I think it's a nice dog price. I don't think Alcantara is worth being this big of a price yet, the way he's been throwing lately. Braves are nobody, but like you said, it's a really tough spot coming off the doubleheader. Not an ideal spot to back.
Tough spot. Cubs at Nationals. Cubs won the opener of the series last night. Nats, again, guys, if you go to my ratings, okay, this is the reason why the Nationals are rated better on the road than they are at home.
Yep.
It's the stats. So now, after last night's loss, what do we get the Nats at? 1-3 on this homestand, 3-12 for the year. They're over 500 on the road with some good wins. They play better on the road than they do at home. Just no reason to back them in this spot. Williams, who had pitched pretty good, his few starts earlier in the year, faced his old team, the Mets. His last time out, got roughed up a little bit. 4 runs on 9 hits in 5 innings. Now here comes the Cubs, second in the league, batting .276. Not laying the Cubs, just no reason to take the home dog Nats. They don't win at home.
Yeah, it's interesting with the Nats because you get those home dog prices, always trying to see them appealing. You just look at that number, 2-13, 2-12 at home, can't do it. 3-12, sorry, can't do that. No reason to back it. Lean to the Cubs in this game. Wesneski's been decent, coming off Cubs have won 4 of his 5 starts in the last 5 runs in 16 innings. Just been very solid. So Cubs are nobody. I'm not interested in the Nats as a home dog. More interested in backing them on the road.
Just checking some stuff here. Okay, so next game is a home dog that I like. I like the Rockies. You got Milwaukee coming in. They lose 3-0 to the Angels Sunday, their last game, to snap a 3-game win streak. But they're only scoring 3.8 runs per game in those 4 games, and they're batting a major league worst 188 this week. Rockies not doing so much better themselves, but they finally bust out Sunday and beat the Diamondbacks 12-4. Prior to that, they had lost 7 straight at home. Peralta comes in. He pitched a good game his last time out, 6 innings, 2 runs, but it was against the worst team the worst hitting team in the league, the Detroit Tigers. Prior to that start, Peralta got smacked around twice, allowing 9 runs or 14 hits in 10 2/3 innings. You don't have your stuff, causes the last place you want to be. Feltner, couple of good starts his last 2 times out. Rockies won both games. He's allowed 1 run over 11 2/3, 12 Ks to 3 walks. That's a 4-to-1 K to walk ratio. Rockies plus $1.50. Live home dog against the Milwaukee team struggling to hit. Yeah, they're going to cause it. They may pop off today, but Peralta not pitching great. 150 was worth the take.
Yeah, Brewers coming off a 3-game win streak prior to the loss to the Angels. I mean, they're just playing some of the more dead teams there, especially on the road in Detroit and the Angels in that little homestand. So not too impressive competition there. Colorado has had a little bit of a tougher schedule as of late. You add in, the Rockies snapping, 7 straight they lost at home. I think they're the 4th worst home record in baseball right now, 4-9 on the season on their home field and cores. They're not going to end there in the bottom 5 as far as home record end of the season. They're a team that plays close to 500 every year at home, if not a little bit above that. I would expect them to get above that, and you got to keep on betting against that towards regression. So we saw them show up with the runs. Agree with you. I mean, you can get Rockies at a home price, pretty much always appealing unless you got a big name pitcher they got to take down.
This next game, I literally had to hold my nose as I punched in the bet. Reds can't beat the Padres. So now after last night's San Diego win, it's 13 of 14 and the last 8 in San Diego. I just could not pass up 176 with this game. This pitching matchup, Ashcraft, he's pitching great baseball right now. 2-0, 2.10 ERA. Walker is throwing batting practice. He's pitching at a 6.75 ERA. He had a decent start for him last time out, giving up 3 runs in 5 innings in a win in Chicago. After 2 prior starts, giving up 12 runs over 8 in the 3rd innings. Dallas, look, Padres, you look at the stats, look at their last 3 games. Wow, they're starting to hit 30 runs in the last 3 games. Yes, 2 of those games were played in Mexico City, where they scored 22 of those runs. Reds, they lost their last 2, losing last night and then getting beaten in the 9th inning at Oakland. Prior to that, had a nice little 5-game win streak. 176. This is a price bet. Do I expect the Reds to win? No. If I could have only took $1.50 on this game, I wouldn't be interested. At $1.76, forced to take the Reds. I took the Reds in this one. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, you got bigger balls than I do back in the Cincinnati team in this spot. Ashcraft, pitching edge, clear as day, like you said. It's definitely there. 4 of 5 starts, been quality starts. Not much more you could ask for. Cincy, they just dropped their last 2, like you said, coming off that win streak. Granted, some of those against Oakland. Lean here to the Reds. I just have a hard time backing that trend. I know you do too. So Reds are nobody, and perhaps the over or nothing. I know the Padres bats woken up a little bit there. I definitely expect Cincy to get to Waka. So I'm not going to go too much, on the San Diego team. Like you said, it's from Mexico, playing with the shorter fences, the elevation, everything else. They did put up 8 runs last night, and I expect Waka's going to get gotten to as well. So hopefully Ashcraft can hold down San Diego enough there for that win.
Philly at LA, they went there last night coming off the Sunday night game. Always a tough spot, guys. Always remember that Sunday night's a tough spot, especially if you're traveling, and the other team didn't. Dodgers were home, played an afternoon game. Philly had to travel to LA after the night game. They lose in that game. Tonight, they'll have Stram against Urias. We've bet against him his last 2 times out. We'll be betting against him again today. He's given up 5 or more runs in his last 2 starts for the first time in his career. Philly, they get Bryce Harper back. That'll help. They're already third in the league batting, 271. Get your big man Harper back. We'll see what Harper could do. One of the main reasons besides all that, Dodgers are batting 174 versus left-hand pitchers, and Strom happens to be a left-hand pitcher. Again, just enough of a price to take Urias. Not at his best lately. Dodgers can't hit lefties. Phillies get Harper back. I like the Phillies.
Yeah, Phillies Strom coming off a start holding the Mariners to 5.1 shutout innings. That's also another team that struggles with lefties, so hopefully that carries over here as well. Harper, obviously you want his bat in the lineup for what he brings to the table, but just as as far as a clubhouse feel, MLB is a long season, so anytime you get a guy back, especially a guy with that much power and capability, definitely something that's good for morale in the clubhouse and the team. Kind of get a little extra boost here. Phillies are nobody. Urias, like John said, last 2 starts been getting absolutely throttled. Lost his last 3, giving up a lot of homers, 2 home runs in each of those last 3 starts. So even if Phillies aren't getting too many base hits, maybe they're just getting enough with the solo shots to keep them in it there while Urias is in the ball game. Either way, been going against LA a lot this season. This is another inviting price to do so. They're just a team little bit overvalued, little bit underplaying. They picked it up a little bit recently, coming off that sweep against a bad St. Louis team. I think Phillies come in, bring them more problems this series.
Yeah, they'll one more time to just get back to the lefties. Freeman just batting 229 and Muncy 179 against lefties. Those are your 2 big lefty bats in the Dodger lineup. Again, adding more why we like the Phillies. The next game is Guardians at Yankees. Thank you, Guardians, for 3 runs last night. Herman was throwing a gem, a one-hitter pretty much till the 7th inning. They take him out, and Guardians, like I say, get 3 in the 9th. Yankees just not hitting. Judge has been put on the IL. He missed the 4 games prior to that. In those 4 games, Yankees have scored a total of 6 runs, batting 179. I want to bet against them bad, but Cole has just been lights out. Cole is looking like the old Cole right now. 4 of his 5 starts, quality starts. He's allowed just 5 runs in 34.2 innings, 33 strikeouts. he's getting the job done. Not only that, he basically owns the Guardians, 4-0 with a 1.73 ERA in 4 starts last year. Don't want to buck that trend with Cleveland, who's coming off a come from behind 3-2 win last night. Cleveland or nobody, but in this case, for me, it'll be nobody unless this line was to go back up. The overnight line on this, excuse me one sec, was could it take 175? And I don't even want to say it's the overnight. This was the line in the daytime. So way early, but as soon as Judge gets announced, he's going to be on the IL. It was already down, and they've already blown it all the way down to into the mid 140s today. Just don't see an edge taking 140s. Taking 175, absolutely. Again, guys, remember it's the number. Just as I said earlier, wouldn't think about taking the Reds at plus 150, a plus 176, just too high, couldn't pass them up.
Aaron Judge might have committed the best heist. He had all that years last season with the contract extension, Yankees hesitancy with all his injuries, has the big MVP year, gets to the contract, and then just right back on the IL. But in this game, I like the under in this matchup. You have two teams not doing too much damage offensively. Garrett Cole absolutely owns Cleveland. In 4 of their 5 meetings this year have gone at 7 or under, 2 of them with 5 runs. It's a matchup here where Cole just does not give up a lot of runs. Didn't do it in the ALDS last year, didn't do it in the regular season last year. 2 runs in 7 innings earlier this season. Yet to give up a home run. He's pitching as dominant as ever. And Yankees lineup not hitting. So it's just a good opportunity for Bibby to go have another good outing in a second start. Under or nothing for me in this one.
Yeah. Did I drop this in here yesterday? I'm just looking at give me one sec, guys. Yeah. So for our How to Beat the Bookie members, again, we didn't talk about it here, and I didn't bet it. I'm not a total guy. Ben messes around with totals a little bit. But what I put in the preview yesterday for this game, for the Guardian-Yankee game, was this. 8 of the last 10 meetings. Now, remember, last night's game went under. So add on to the stats I'm about to read you. This was in yesterday's preview. 8 of the last 10 meetings have gone under, and 10 of the Guardians' last 12 have gone under. Put that together with how bad the Yankees are hitting without Judge, which was 4. They scored a total of 4 runs in the 3 games without him going into yesterday. So, again, you guys might want to mess around. The totals is not my thing, especially in Major League Baseball. So these are the things you can look for. These are the things that we have. I'm not just giving you the winners. Give you a preview on every game. Give you my exclusive home and away ratings. You look at my ratings, guys. You can see why we bet the games we bet, especially in the NBA right now during playoff time. It's not who's back to back and the other team's rested. It's the spread. It's the edge in the matchup. Who might be a do or die game, bounce back game, home revenge. And then it's injuries, and that's it. Same thing with baseball. So you get all this. It's not just who we're giving you out as a bet. And for the guys that are just going to come on and watch YouTube, we're going to give you the games. That's great. Again, you're not going to get games that we bet. You're not going to get the injury game on the Knicks tonight. Who we're going to bet on that one? Knicks was a late breaking injury with the Heat. Well, actually, it was on the weekend anyway. But the game before, the game we took the Knicks against Cavs, Game 5, that's a late breaking. So you're not going to get the late breaking. You're not going to get half times. You're going to get any games, including, I think we said yesterday that we were going to bet the Guardians if Judge was out. I'm pretty sure. But it wasn't an official bet. So you're not going to get all these other things, plus the previews, the exclusive ratings. This is why you should become a member. Anyway, that being said, just what Ben was talking about, he likes the under today. We liked it yesterday and like it again today, Ben.
Yep, it's a good opportunity there. Just the way Yankees and Cleveland have both been playing, matchup, everything lines up. Next one, Toronto at Boston. This is a matchup that leads to be high scoring. We saw another over in that matchup last night. Boston, 3rd this year in cashing overs and a 6-5 win. They snapped that 8-game losing streak in Boston against Toronto. Blue Jays absolutely owned them last season. And nice little pitching matchup. We have Kikuchi going for the Blue Jays. He's been becoming the pitcher they signed. He was supposed to be last season. Big bounce back so far. They've won all 5 of his starts. In the last 3, just 2 runs in 17 and 2/3 innings pitched. And then you have for Houck, Sox have won 4 of his 5 starts. Gave up 4 runs in 5 innings last start against the O's. This is a game slightly in here to Boston. Now, I don't know if I'm completely sold on them bucking these trends here. I like the way Kikuchi's been throwing. Got to see what's going on with Springer. Red Sox keep hitting, though, so they're playing high-scoring games. Lean to the Red Sox, lean to the over in this matchup. Two teams that we get a lot of runs in and over matchup trends as well. I think we're going to see a lot of runs possibly again tonight. We'll see if Kikuchi can hold down in Fenway.
Red Sox are hitting for sure. Batting .302 this week. Scoring 7 runs a game in their last 3. So they're definitely scoring runs. Toronto scoring runs too. They lose a couple of tough games. They blow that game Sunday. Thank you very much. With the Mariners coming back from an 8-4 lead. After they scored 8, they stopped scoring. And after taking the lead with the Red Sox, they let the Red Sox come back last night. Got to finish games. They're not doing it. But they owned them last year. I mean, absolutely owned them. That was the one thing that kept us off them yesterday, as we said. Hate to buck those trends unless there's a monster difference in my number, as there is in the Reds game today. Just not so much in this one. Red Sox or nobody, but not sold on how, like the way Kikuchi's been pitching. So I'll lay off this one. I got 5 bets today so far.
With Twins at Chicago. How about the White Sox? Snapped a 10-game losing streak, scoring 7 in the ninth against the Rays. That's one way to break the streak. Then you have Twins. They're coming off a 8-4 win over KC on Sunday. Twins, their winners are 6 of 8. You have White Sox coming off the 10-game losing stretch. Ryan on the mound. He's been dominant so far for Minnesota. 4 of his 5 starts been quality starts. Last 3, 6 runs in 20 innings. This would be a game here. Not much interest in backing Chicago as a home dog. Kopech, he's been horrible. He's been lit up for 9 runs in his last 2 starts. And Minnie having a lot of success recently. Maybe a bit of an overplay. I mean, White Sox just giving up a shit ton of runs. Their bats did do pretty decent in that Tampa Bay series. But this is just a game I'm staying off of.
Yeah, big number on the road. But getting back to Sunday, here's the White Sox, a dead team, 10 straight losses. 7 in the ninth off the best, hottest team in baseball, record-setting Rays. And guys, anything is possible. And we bet with an edge. That's all. There's no crystal ball. Getting back to 76ers last night, I felt there's no way. Not that there's no way. I felt the 76ers would keep that game under double digits. Did I think they're going to beat them outright? No. But there's that 6% chance that could happen, and it did happen. Now they've got Twins coming in. Ryan's pitching good. Kopech is garbage. I believe it's a possibility Tim Anderson is back today. He made some rehab starts. Just not enough to interest me in a White Sox team. I'll pass this one. This home dog just not enough interesting enough for me. Like I said, but the pitching mismatch of Ryan Kopech.
We have the O's going on to Kansas City. It's Wells versus Yarbrough. Yarbrough used to pitch for Tampa Bay, so a lot of experience against Baltimore. He's a guy that they've been using this year out of relief a lot, out of long relief in his last 2 outings, 3 runs and 8 innings pitched. And then you have Wells, who's been solid in 2 starts. He's allowed 2 runs in 12 2/3, 12 Ks, 2 walks. He's been giving you a lot here for Baltimore. They stay red hot, 11-2 their last 13. Kansas City 3-7 on the road trip they just went on. Couldn't give you a reason here to want to back the Royals, similar to the Nationals. Brutal home record, just brutal record on the season in general. Baltimore, nobody. Price is getting away a little bit there. Might have to start laying the run line if you're going to touch that one.
Yeah, Baltimore, nobody. Not interested in KC. KC, 29th in batting, 29th in runs scored. Orioles, 11-2 their last 13. Wells pitching real good baseball. No reason to back KC. I believe KC's won 1 game at home so far this year. Not interested in KC.
Yeah, tough to back them 1 and whatever it is at home. Next, we have Mariners at Oakland. This A's team, just absolutely disgusting. Of all these bad teams, they're right there at the bottom of it. Seattle, they're coming off that big epic win on Sunday against the Blue Jays. Nice rally from behind there. Interesting pitching matchup, Miller versus Miller. A couple of young guys. You have Oakland. Miller made his debut a few weeks ago. He's had 2 starts under his belt, 6 runs and 8 1/3, 11 Ks, 2 walks. And then it's Bryce Miller for Seattle, who will be making his debut tonight. So a couple of young guys on the bump. Usually in a situation like that, I'm more enticed in the home dog. I'm somewhat still leaning there here to Oakland. Really tough to back this A's team. A's on the season, just giving up an all-time worst runs. They're 19, 8-2 to the over, hitting those at 70.4%. A couple of young guys on the mound would lean to the over and lean to the A's in this game.
Only thing I worry about the over is Mariners worst, last in batting in the majors. And Rodriguez missed the last game, and France missed the last game. Two of their best hitters, they're both questionable today. So that takes me away from the over a little bit, and would also take me away from Seattle. Like I said, last in hitting, missing two of your top hitters. You got a rookie on the bump. I'm going to pass this game. Can't back Oakland. Just don't want to back Oakland the way they're playing baseball. So I'll pass.
Then we have Pirates and Tampa Bay. So this pitching matchup, I've seen it kind of undecided both sides. It's kind of been flipping around. Lines on this game aren't even out yet. So it's maybe Contreras, and then it was originally going to be Fleming, and now they're saying it's going to be Guerrero there for Tampa Bay. Maybe Fleming comes out in long relief. His last 4 outings were all long relief. He did two runs in 16 1/3. Either way, we can't really give you too much on this game. But Pirates are nobody. 2 best records in April. Both teams are red hot. Obviously, Tampa Bay 14-2 at home. If it is Contreras, it would be a bit more enticing in Pittsburgh, especially at that dog price. So lean Pirates in this game, but got to know more about the pitching.
Yeah, no set pitching matchup. But how funny is it to say Pirates, one of the 2 best records? So just that alone is worth the price of entertainment there. Mets and Tigers. Here's a game that I want to bet Detroit, but they suck. They can't hit, scoring lowest runs per game in baseball. Why do I want to bet them? Mets, same situation as Atlanta. 2 rainouts. They got to play a doubleheader yesterday. So they'll now travel while Detroit has had the day off. They stayed at home. Just can't pull the trigger. Lorenzen is garbage. Casey's actually looked pretty decent in his 2 starts. Cannot take the home dog Tigers in this spot as much as I want to. Expect the Mets to come with a game. Dodgers are what? Let me see. Tigers last scoring 3.26 runs a game, 28th hitting, 222. They do hit lefties a little better at 250. Just not enough to make me take this with Lorenzen. I expect the Mets to get on top of them. Mets did finally broke out in the doubleheader yesterday against the Braves.
Yeah, Lorenzen roughed up his first start. So I think it was 6 shutout innings against Baltimore and then 5 runs against Milwaukee his last start. So who knows what you're going to get. Most likely not good. Lucchesi, he's been solid so far in 2 starts, 3 runs and 12 1/3. His spot is all Detroit, so if you can get the balls to muster up and bet the Tigers tonight, then go ahead and do it. But I'm staying away from this one as well. A lot of good dog spots on the board tonight. Don't think Detroit is necessarily one of those.
Yeah. Next spot might be we're looking at Angels at St. Louis, and just St. Louis is a dead team. They're a dead team, and they got a terrible pitcher tonight. So you got Matz going on the mound for St. Louis. He's been awful, and the Angels hit lefties really well, batting .288 against lefties. Cards just returning from their trip, 2-8 batting, just .237, scoring 3.2 runs a game, not doing the job hitting, and Sandoval solid. So you get Angels pitcher pitching well, Cardinals not hitting, Matz, Cardinals pitcher pitching terrible, Angels doing just enough, especially against left-handers. Dog or nobody in this one. That's the Angels.
Yeah, Cardinals lost all 5 of Matt's starts. Angels, not too big on backing them on the road, but definitely enticing here at a dog price. And this St. Louis team has no business being this big of a favorite with Matt's on the mound. So definitely Angels are nobody. Would need one of the top guys in the rotation here for the Cardinals to be this price for me. And even still, their top guys in the rotation underperforming so far this season. So I don't even know if that could get me on the Cardinals in this situation. Angels are nobody. Cardinals, dead team to me right now. Can't put money on them. They're still priced like they're going to be the top team in the NL Central. They're not playing like the top team in the NL Central. Can't be backing that.
Big game in Texas tonight. Diamondbacks, Texas. Galen, who is just lights out right now.
Filthy.
Here's a home dog I'm chomping at the bit. I want to bet Texas. Texas, 11-5 at home, second in the major, scoring 6.4 runs per game. Just won the last three over the Yankees, slaughtering them 15-2 on Sunday. But Galen just, like I said, lights out. 27 shutout innings, 41 Ks, one walk. That's insane. Again, we talk about video game numbers. So as much as I want to pull the trigger on Texas, Gray's been solid. He's coming off a quality start. Just can't do it. Can't bet the home dog against Galen, who's, like I said, pitching video game numbers right now.
Absolute video game numbers. The overnight line was a bit more enticing to me on this game. It's still gone up more this morning. Not advocating laying this over a 150 favorite, but in my eyes, it's still D-backs or nobody. I mean, you give me a starting pitcher who's averaging just under 7 shutout innings with 10 Ks a game. I'll take that. I think that's pretty damn dominant. If you can hand it over to the bullpen for 2 innings to take care of business, all it takes is 1 run. And some of these starts, that's how it's kind of been for him. 2-0 wins over KC, small wins. He's been playing a little bit some of these worst teams, getting Miami, getting KC, Milwaukee even. So some of this dominance has been over some of these lesser teams. The Rangers are definitely up there, second in scoring runs. Maybe they're the team to get to them. But until I see it, I think Gallon is just worth the lay there. So Arizona or nobody for me. He's just been too dominant.
Final game on the board tonight, Giants, Astros. Giants come from Mexico City to go to Texas. So again, to go to Texas, to go to Houston. So they had got to come from Mexico City. Houston played at home. They get beat last night. Garcia, Houston's pitcher, so he makes 8 pitches, comes out of the game with this company elbow, forcing the Astros bullpen to pitch the entire 9 innings. So you're going to have a worse bullpen today. Now, Brown has been great. Love what this kid's doing. But DeSclafani's been pitching good baseball. Just good enough to make them a live dog in this spot. Before last night, Astros not really pounding the ball. They did get 7 last night. Don't think they'll get DeSclafani for that much. He's been good on the road. 1-0, 1.42 ERA in 2 starts. So like Brown, still give Brown the pitching edge, but we can't make them this big a favorite over San Fran. I know San Fran's struggling a little bit, but have to be Giants and nobody for me.
Yeah, Astros, another team just not quite on the dominant path like the Dodgers and the Cardinals, picking up where they've been the last couple of seasons. Now, it's still good, don't get me wrong, but just 8-9 on their home field so far this season in Houston. A little bit of an overlay in the price. Definitely Giants or nobody, like John said. DeSclafani has been pretty good. 4 of his 5 starts been quality starts, coming off 2 runs in 6 innings and a win over the Cards. Granted, it's against that Cards team, not doing too much damage, but still been consistent. Astros is similar to the Dodgers. I mean, just got to keep on looking to go against them right now. They're 2 teams that have been running baseball for the last 5 years, and this is the worst team that both of them have had in the last 5 years. Houston more so with the injuries, but even just their pitching rotation. With that, it's something we're seeing a lot of value on both those going against both those teams. Big live dog here against Houston today.
Yeah, you're going to talk about some issues. You've got to remember. So this kid Brown, he's big that they picked up Brown, because you got to remember you lost Verlander from last year. Garcia went down. Garcia goes down last night. And then I think it was Urquidy the night before left the game after 6 innings. So all of a sudden you got some problems in the bullpen. You got McCullers already on the IL. You need arms to win. Still got Altuve out. That's huge for Houston. So yeah, nice little spot could be here for a big dog San Fran. Again, okay, it's all about the number at plus 145. Not interested in San Fran. Plus 165. Got interested, and I believe that game's gone even higher since this morning. What do you get that line at now, Ben?
Right now up to minus 186.
So that nice little price on San Fran there for Team Houston. That's not dominating. Got a decent pitcher going on the mound, and their bullpen being a little tough shape today.
Big MLB card, John. Like you said, 5 bets on the card. A couple of NBA games tonight. Going to have action on one of them at least. We'll see what goes on with those injuries and what occurs. If you guys are members, like John said, all the information you get, all the notifications, everything urgent. You get breakdowns for the games. Go check it out. Download the app. Go to the website, howtobeatthebookie.com. Sure, guys, like, subscribe. John, anything else? Staying red hot. We got to keep it going.
Yeah, you guys got to start making us popular. If you want these podcasts to keep coming, getting all of mine and Ben's expertise, you got to get us out there. Get the word out. Get some friends. Make us popular. We'll keep giving you the winners.
You hear the deal. So like, comment, help spread the word. Let's make some money, John.
Let's make some money.